Okay, dear Gemini, it's your turn for December 2018. This, looking ahead for this year that we have, or a little more than a year that we have, Jupiter in Sagittarius, the site of expansiveness available to you. Okay. This Sagittarius new moon that we're in right now, it just happened less than 12 hours ago in the complete newness. Okay, and then the full moon coming up in Cancer, which I think will be a brimful moon, brimful of emotions that we need not fear. And I'll draw one for that for Black Moon Lilith and one for the moon. Then one or two for Chiron direct for you and for Mercury direct. What is available to you in your revelation and existence as a mutable sign, and then this pink stands for you as an air sign, and any clarifiers will go there. And look, what we start with is the Ace of Cups. So this overflowing of love that is our embodiment and our birthright. Okay. Shuffle one more time, and then we'll see. Get some insight as to. Okay, so it's a moving away from difficult times. Any time in which you felt that you were not comfortable in being your fullest self, anytime when you were mistreated, anytime when you just the Six of Swords. I read this as the epoch, or at least the small era, the time that we are moving through to, where we each are moving gradually or at times quickly toward the full embodiment of ourselves, of our soul's true shape that we imagined ourselves into existence in order to experience the ceremony and the trajectory of our soul's true shape here upon the earth, okay? And embodying that and being loved within that, and being protected and held and adventured, and not that these things are all being done to you, but that you are experiencing these things, and that as each of us comes into this place of wholeness, we free each other into more and more wholeness. It's like when you fall in love or meet a dear one, and it makes you want to be even more fully yourself because they see and appreciate you, and to give that to yourself as well in this moving forward from any hard times that you may be leaving behind, or constricted times, or difficult or even traumatic times. But that movement, that human movement, that goes beyond that busts through any of those false boundaries, any imposed formulaics that actually do not work, do not actually, are false, are a false sort of attempt to constrict you. And look, this one stuck at the new moon. I've been reading the Six of Cups, and I have two sixes, as a recollection of the entirety of yourself, as a recollection of the entirety of your experience, as a recollection of the entirety of your existence as this glinting, burgeoning brilliance, and this milky embodiment of love. Okay. That's the new moon. That's the new moon that we're in right now. So you're moving, you know, there's a bit of a starkness here. Here there's just such comfort and joy and such contentment. The contentment we can have when we're just really taking that next, or in that next moment of presence of our true self, you know, and in circumstances in which that is honored and celebrated and simply accepted as valid and true and a matter of course. Okay, coming up at the full moon, the King of Pentacles, you have everything you need to create and experience the most gorgeous, true, melodious, resonant, shining life, you know, that you can imagine. Your life is yours to create and experience, and you have all you need. You have all you need to bring that and to inhabit that here on earth. Okay, that's for Black Moon Lilith. And Black Moon Lilith is like I called it empty in an earlier video for another time, but it's not really empty. It's just a place in space rather than, it's not a sphere. It's a place. Maybe it even is a sphere, but it's a sphere that's not made of matter as we're used to it. Okay, so Black Moon Lilith, and then the moon, and then the earth, and, you know, all the spheres, the brilliant, you know, invitation and intersections of the spheres. But so this is anything that may have been within this, you know, hidden in some way or dismissed in some way, and this is saying, you know, you are able to bring all of it, all of yourself, all of your capabilities, all of your materialities, all of your talents, all of your insights. You're able to bring them all to bear in creating this life that we're all living here in the most gorgeous way, and just and beautiful. Okay, a couple fell out. Six of Swords again, and then Seven of Pentacles. So again, you know, even this, maybe this is sort of this majesty of that capability, and this is the daily sort of doing of it, and then again, a repeat of, you know, we are really moving away from hard times. All right, and so that moon maybe being brimful, that flooding of emotion can it's sort of like a washing out of a wound or something. It can be painful, but it's so necessary. It's a solve. It is a solve. Like a friend of mine says, the truth is a solve. Even if it is disruptive or difficult. It's like Hypatia says, what is true will last through time. That's why the patriarchy is coming to an end. But yeah, what is true will last through time. Time is a test of truth. To think of time as a test of truth is interesting, because, you know, we're so used to thinking of time as the typical measures. Just a day and week and month and year, plodding along. We were just saying this morning, I was talking with my kids this morning, we were saying, yeah, there's so many ways to look at the calendar, but when you're like on your way to school in the morning, it's kind of easier to just call Tuesday than to give it some other name like blue. In any case, all is here, you know, you are here and all is here, and your interpretation and understanding of it all and interfacing with it all is absolutely valid and beautiful and necessary and sacred. Okay. For the Chiron direct, you have the Knight of Pentacles. So again, you know, you have the 7, the King, and the Knight. Just that you are able, you know, in the most, you know, perhaps theoretical or grand way, in the most daily way, and in the most eager, you know, energetic way, able to make this movement, live in this presence of the wholeness and holiness of yourself. And we, none of us need be a wounded healer any longer. I'm just stating that for the record. We need not reinscribe any old narratives of injury. Not that we deny them in any way. We do not deny them in any way, because that is a form of denial, is a form of reinscription. You know, but we still, again, we do not reinscribe them. We need not. And the 5 of Swords. So this is a walking away. This is a gathering up and walking away from any conflict. You don't have to engage in conflict in order to be your whole self. You really don't. There's nothing, when you are being deeply embodied in your truest nature and self, any conflict will fall away, and you don't have to engage in it. That's a form of dissociation, and you do not have to engage in it. That can be hard depending on, you know, various circumstances you find yourselves in. But it would take time to meditate, to exercise, to do whatever it is you need to do to rebound and recollect yourself into that wholeness of being in the presence of your soul's true shape, you know, and to embodying that and to being that, you know, and then it will not be so difficult to walk away or disengage from conflict. And then you have this beautiful dancer, Maria Talschief, as the Ace of Wands. So again, it's like a magic wand creating this beautiful, beautiful reality. And she you know, she was a little girl dancing on a reservation, and then in you know, some strange new city of Los Angeles after her family moved there from Oklahoma. And she knew she wanted to be a dancer. She became, you know, an internationally famous ballerina. She saw the ballerinas from Russia, and she ended up being able to dance with them. You know, her dream she made through hard work, through her talents, through being fully in her body. She expressed her soul's true shape, and she made her life so beautiful. You know, I don't know everything about her life, but she certainly had great success in her creativity. And I hope in other ways as well. Okay, and what you have to draw upon is a mutable sign. Ooh, look at this imagination coming from the guts of the species. Etel Adnan, a lovely writer from Lebanon and California and France. She has several homes, but she writes about there should not even be any schools. The only schools they should have are those without students. The school is located in the guts of the species, where we imagine our way into the future. I'm paraphrasing, but yeah, we imagine our way into the future. I suppose you need one more clarifier, which I think I might also just take the next one here. Lake. So this is a beautiful, it's almost like so the they've gotten to such sweet, gentle waters that they can climb out of the boat and skinny dip.